Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. As you may imagine, a lot of us are grinding through a lot of Prison of Elders and Challenge of Elders to get all of that sweet new loot and to try to get to that 335 light. So first let's take a closer look at the Prison of Elders and see how it stacks up to last year's version. Well, it's about the same experience as before, however it's an absolute dream for solo players. The level 41 Prison of Elders is match made and can drop items at up to 320 light. This means if you play enough Prison of Elders, you shouldn't have any problem getting to 320 light on your own. However, that's only 320 light. The Prison of Elders is capped there and you can't get any higher from this activity. So for veteran players, and especially those who have already achieved 320 light, there really isn't much incentive to play Prison of Elders. The Taken version is a cool addition and it's good mindless fun, but I would still much prefer grinding through the Heroic Vanguard Strike playlist. I find it to be much more rewarding for the time spent, especially since you can find Strike exclusive items that do drop up to 335 light. So if you are a solo player and do want to hit 335, the Vanguard Strike playlist is still going to be your best bet, as all of these Strike exclusive items will now drop at up to 335 light. Now, the Challenge of the Elders, on the other hand, is a different story altogether. The Challenge of the Elders is a level 42 difficulty arena where you fight 3 rounds of bosses. The bosses change weekly and are curated from a batch of 8. There is also a challenge attached every week to vary up the gameplay. Achieving the challenge nets you bonus points on your scorecard. The scorecard has 2 payouts for loot, a weapon at 30,000 points, and a piece of armor at 90,000. If you pace yourself and focus on the challenge, you can hit 30,000 pretty easily every time you play Challenge of the Elders. A single playthrough of Challenge of the Elders can take anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes, so you can conceivably hit 90,000 in less than an hour. You also have a chance of receiving one of 3 Prison of Elders exotics, the Drek's Promise, Queenbreaker's Bow, or the Lord of Wolves, as well as a potential class item. And all of the loot I just described can drop at up to 335 light. So far, I've managed to get the Queenbreaker's Bow and the Lord of Wolves, as well as a few class items. From the 2 Challenge of Elders tickets, I received a few pieces from the prison set armor, which boosted my light quite nicely. And I suppose that this is the new endgame gear that you have to attain, even though it's the exact same armor as the Prison of Elders was in year 1, with maybe a new paint job. From the weapon payout of those tickets, I received the Her Fury sniper rifle, as well as the Bane of the Taken machine gun. Now, as far as my thoughts on the Challenge of Elders, I want to preface it with the fact that I know that this is a product of Destiny's live team for the most part. There are 2 main development groups at Bungie. The first is the core development team. They may be split into more groups, with potentially some working on the fall expansion and some working on Destiny 2, but that's the core development team, working hard to get us some real new content. Then we have the live team, which is much smaller and tasked with working on the live game that is out now. Their mission is to keep the game interesting and fresh. Now, I don't want to say that they're failing at this because 1, that's simply not true. Everything they've put out has been top-notch from an objective point of view. And 2, I don't think it should be their sole responsibility to keep the game interesting for us. I personally believe that there should be enough content planned in smaller intervals to keep us progressing and experiencing more story and meaty content for the whole year. They are the side dish. If the core content of the game is a juicy steak, the live team is the mashed potatoes on the side. The potatoes play an important part to be sure, and sometimes all you want to do is eat mashed potatoes, but it can't satisfy us all the time. We need that juicy steak to complement it. Hopefully that makes sense and didn't just make everyone hungry. But anyways, this is something I'm still gathering my thoughts on and I'm building a solution to for a future video, so I'll leave it at that. But with that giant preface out of the way, I'm really enjoying the Challenge of the Elders. I described it previously as a Court of Oryx on rails, and that still stands true. I really love the new loot system and the scorecard. The challenge is a neat idea, but I don't think we have enough information yet to give it a full review. We don't know what the other bosses are, and we don't know how interesting the other 15 challenges will be. Hopefully in a few weeks we'll know if it's truly as replayable as Bungie has intended. But until then, what are your thoughts on the Challenge of the Elders? Leave it in the comments below. Drop a like if you can, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.